I believe my screen is visible for you people. Awesome. Okay. Mm. Okay, cool. Super. So let me open an Excel sheet to understand. So others who are not speaking, you guys can go on mute. Okay, cool. Thank you. Mm. So we have something called a collections kind of framework in Java. So no need to go in depth and try to understand that now. But at least we need to know some part of collections. The ones which we will be using mostly is the list and list and what is that set. Okay, so we know what is a list, how to add a list, and how to add the values into the list. And also I think our team member Javeri was telling that you can insert at a given point. Okay, by that I mean you can insert the value into the list. Okay, you can insert value into the list at a given order. So basically it's nothing but it's trying to maintaining the order whatever you are doing. Mm, Notepad it is. See. Mm. So now let us try to understand the behavior of the list and this thing. Suppose, for example, I am trying to add different values into the list. What will happen if I'm adding different values into the list and different values into the set? Okay. For example, I am adding Mahindra. Okay. Next thing is I am adding Lokesh. Next thing is I'm adding Ruhi. Okay, I'm adding Vanilla, Zaveria, Imran, something like this. Okay, so these are the six strings which I am trying to add inside my what is that array list. First, let us try to understand that. So, what will happen whenever you are trying to add the values inside the array list? And let us try to understand what will happen whenever you are trying to add the values into the set. So, let us try to understand the difference between that and how these two are helping us in our automation thing. Okay, so first things first, what will happen is whenever you are adding values inside a list, it will maintain the same order. For example, first you are entering Mahindra, it will enter Mahindra at first index, second index, third index, fourth index, fifth index, and sixth index. But whereas in the set it will not maintain in order. Even though you are writing them in order, it will not store in order. Okay, let us try to understand with a real-time example. Okay, even though you are trying to, just a moment guys, let me bring my mouse. It's not working, just give me a minute. Okay, so we will also see what will happen if it is what is that, there is no insertion order, what's the challenges you are facing. Okay, okay, so what I was telling was it will maintain the insertion order, whereas this guy will not maintain the insertion order. By that I mean you will not know, you will not know on which or in which order it is storing the values. Okay, let me quickly go here. Let me go to Java learning. So last time we have created array list, right? Similar fashion, let me create one. What is that? Just a moment. Let me create a hasset underscore Java. I'm giving it as a name as underscore Java because it's a keyword, right? Mm. So how to declare a hasset? First thing, So you can just look at your array list the way you discussed, right? The way you have added a array list. Let me keep it side by side so that it is easy for us to understand. Okay, just write the keyword asset, and this time it's a string. One second, let me turn off the copilot. See. Mm. Let me name it as HashSet. Okay, Mahendra, can you go on mute, please? Okay, so let me import the Java. One second, my system is behaving weirdly today. Okay, super. Mm, I have imported the HashSet. Now, how to add the values into the HashSet? It's again the same thing. Just add. So let me adding the values to the set. This time it is a HashSet, right? I'm adding the values to the HashSet. The way I can do is just HashSet dot add. Now, see one thing I just want to show you. I am adding these values in the same format. Okay, this is a HashSet, right? I have declared it as HashSet. 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 Okay. I have added the values to the HashSet, and now let me directly print that. Okay. When I say set, that is nothing but HashSet. Okay, don't get confused. Okay, superb. So I have added apple, boy, cat, and dog, and let me run this. What will happen? What will be the output? Let us check it out once. Okay, if you could see, guys, there is one thing which you need to notice here. That is what I was telling about. You have added them as apple, boy, cat, dog, but the way it is stored is inside the hash set is apple, cat, boy, and dog. So by that, what I'm trying to tell is it will not maintain the order in which you are adding the values to the hash set. Then comes a problem, very big problem. If there is no index, then how to print those values? Because if it is an array list, right, what you can do is at a given point of index you can print the value. See, dot get of 3, dot get of 4, because you know the proper index for this. Similarly, if I try to print it, let me see if that is possible. Dot get, there is no method called get of index. By that I mean you cannot print the values from the hash set with the help of index. So for that reason it will let me do, we will be using for each loop. For each loop, so what is the type of the hash set? So how the for each loop works, it I'll tell you. Even though in this case you are writing the values in the order, right? So let me create another array list for today at least. Okay, it's already there, right? Mm. Let me comment this code out. Let me remove all this stuff. Mm. So you need to understand, because these are the most commonly asked entry questions. Okay, so now in this case you know the size. Int length is equals to array list dot size. Okay, you know the size, so you can use for loop for int I is equals to 0, I is less than length, I plus plus. Okay, and you can print the values. Let me take string temp is equals to, okay, a list dot get of index. C, you are trying to print the values with the help of index. Okay, superb. So now let me print and this thing temp value. So for total length it will consider and then it will print. Let me write and let me run this. I'm trying to confuse you now itself so that you'll not get confused in the interview. Okay, it is printing apple, boy, cat. So if you want to get each and every value at all the times, let me print it as well after getting the size. So this is, if you are writing like this, you are printing the total list. See, you are printing the total list. But if you want to get each and every value individually, then for sure you need to use the for loop. So in this case, you know the size, you know the how many values are there. See, first it is printing the total list, then you are printing individually apple, boy, cat, dog. So here I am printing the list individually, then I'm printing. Now let us try to do the same thing here. What will happen? What are the challenges we face? Let me see. Int length is equals to HashSet dot size. Okay, superb. You are able to get the size. Let me try to use a for loop. For int I is equals to 0, I is less than length. Okay, I plus plus. Superb, right? Let me take string temp is equals to has set dot get. Superb. Now comes a problem. You are not able to get the value with the help of index because has set will not maintain the order in which you are adding the value. So for that reason, you guys will not be able to use this for loop with three operators in this case: initialization, incremental, and condition. So you cannot use this for loop in this case. So there is a special for loop for the collections framework which you can use, and that for loop is for each loop. Let us discuss about that. I think even in the previous class we have seen this, but we have not discussed how it works, right? So for that reason I'm taking this session. Okay, so now let us try to understand the beauty of for loop. Now the way it works is, just try to imagine there is a box, okay, or there is a bucket in which there are few items, few balls, okay, or few what is that, different items in that, okay, or similar items. Now the way for each loop works is, you are just trying to get each and every item at a single point of time. Just assume that there is a box. So what I'm trying to tell is, the way for each loop works is, it will go and pick the items from that bucket until unless every item is completed. So in our case, it is having apple, boy, cat, dog, right? So assume that this is a bucket. For each loop, what it will do is, slowly it will take one item every time. So first time, second time, it will get each and every item. Third time and fourth time. So it will automatically go and check the size, and it will print, for sure, print each and every value from that. That's what I'm telling. See, previously it was like that, right? So it will go and get the value. Okay, it will go and get the value. Again, it will go and get the value. But for it will make sure that it is getting all the values, but it will not maintain the order. That's a has set, right? Let us try to print that and let us see the difference. So for, so this is what, this is a string, right? Stre, and every time just write it as temp. And how to use for loop: first to define what is a data type, then give some temporary value, then from which, so you are printing from a hash set, right? So let me write that. Okay, temp dot, let me write it as x here. Okay, directly this is your value, right? So temp. So let me write it as temp itself. Okay, that's it. Every time what it will do is this is your hash set. Okay, what I'm telling you, this is your hash set. So this hash set has apple, boy, cat, and dog. So if you are using this for each loop, every time it will go and get one value from this hash set and store it in a temp, and you are printing that. Second time it will not take the previous value, again it will take another value and print. Third time, like that. So this is a temporary variable. So the way I was telling is, so how the for each loop works. Okay, apple, boy, cat. Okay, so just take this first time, second time from this hash set, third time again like this. Okay, that's what. So now let us use hash for each loop to print this. So first thing is I'm directly printing the hash set, then I'm printing each and every value individually. Now let us see the difference. So in this case, it is printing in the same order, whatever you are adding. So in this case, if you could see, it is not maintaining the order. First, it is apple, cat, boy, and dog. And after that, you are trying to print all the values individually from the for loop. So that's the main difference between the set and the list. And there is one more thing. What will happen? Hey, Zakir, let me do one thing. Let me add same thing, that is nothing but a duplicate value. Let me add a duplicate value here. What will happen here also, in the array list also, let me add a duplicate value. What will happen? Let us check it out once. Okay, so exactly I'm adding another word, another string called cat. Here also I'm adding it. Anyone, any guess what will happen? Just think about it and let me know. Think about, just take a minute, because in this case it is not maintaining the order, it is maintaining the order. Just think about it. Just give me a blind answer. I want to understand what will be the output in this case, in this case and in this case. Try to print it out. Okay, no one wants to try. Let me try to run it out once. Okay, okay, I have printing this asset. Now let me print the output from the array list. So what is the difference you have seen? Anyone, just see it once and let me know. So this is output for array list, right? So let me,
Array list allows duplicates while HashSet doesn't allow duplicates.
very good, very good. That's a very important point. So guys, if you could see, array list is allowing the duplicate values, and also you are able to print that. See, apple, boy, cat, cat, dog. Okay. So that's the beauty of your array list. It will maintain the insertion order, and at the same time it will a- accept the duplicate values, whereas your hash set, it will not maintain the insertion order in which you are adding, and it will not even add the duplicate value. So if you are trying to add cat again, it will not take that. So if you could see here, for this is your suppose this is your hash set. If you're trying to add cat again, but in the backend what it will do is, it will not add cat because it is already there. So it will contain only the unique value. So if I could see here, I have added apple, boy, cat, and dog. And if I run this time I'm running hash set. If you could see, even though you are adding apple, boy, cat two times, it is considering it only for the single time. Whereas in the array list, it is containing the duplicate values as well. Okay, I hope you guys have understood the difference between array list and hash set. And now, with this, let us try to see where we can make use of this array list and hash set. Okay, cool. Give me a thumbs up if you understood how to create an array list, how to add the values, and what is the basic difference between that. Very good. Chalo, quickly do this. It will hardly take 2 minutes of time. I'll not give you more time these days. Chalo, let's do it fast. So in an interview, they'll be asking array list and 38. We'll start another topic. Past that. Okay. So now what we have done is we have tried to understand the difference between the set and the list and how to create a list and how to create a map. Now, just let me tell you one thing, guys. So for example, if I want to, this is very interesting, add numbers into the string. So numbers is equals to new asset. I can create a new asset, right? This time it is number, so I'm typing it as integer. Okay, and so I have created a numbers this thing, right? So let me add the numbers to it. Number dot add one. Okay, now number dot add. Why I'm telling this, you'll understand it. Okay, I'm adding number two. So the name of this set what I have created is a number. Now let me add three. Okay. Now let me add one more, the last one. Okay, four. So here I have added four. What is that numbers? I have created a hash set again with an integer type. So this will now store the integer values. Now let me print my what is that number? Uh, what is that? Let me print my hash set directly. So what will happen? So obviously it gonna add numbers into that and it gonna print the values. So if you could see, it is adding 1 2 3 4. Okay, it doesn't necessarily mean that it will see, we are lucky enough that it is now storing it in an order, but assume that if you are adding it more values, it for sure it will not store it in order. That's not what I'm looking at. Now let me do one thing. Hash set of web elements. I can create that. I can add all the values into that. Similarly, there, for example, you can create a list of web elements and add all the web elements into that. Yes or no? Web elements list is equals to new array list. So that's how you can add all the web elements into the list. Suppose, for example, you are having some 10 elements. If you want to add that into this list, you can do that. And if there are a few things, so first, for example, uh, if someone is asking you, giving an interview question, okay, the interview question is something like this: A B D D C E F F D D F F. He is telling remove duplicates from this and print the unique values. What is your answer? Can anyone unmute yourself and tell me? In the interview question, yeah, yeah, Madhav, go ahead. Mm, okay, cool. So in an interview, the question is asked something like this: these are the values in a string. These are the values in the string, and you need to print only the unique values. What would be your approach? Simple thing: take all the values, create a hash set of what is that? Create a
We
hash
can
set.
use the for each loop.
Very good. Okay. and you can simply add the values into the hash set. Okay, let me quickly do that for you people. So I'm trying to cover one very commonly asked interview question. Let me write it here. अरे यार, see, you need to understand. You can directly tell me, hey Zakir, just add the values into the hash set. Take each and every value and add that value into the hash set. That's it, right? So let me do that. So let me take a string. So what is the string we have got? It is this thing, right? So this is the string what we have got from the interview question. He's telling he wants only the unique values from this. So A and B, and after that it is C, E, D, F. Okay, he wants only the unique values. Okay, let me add another string also here. Sheikh, Zakir, Hussein, and something like that. So what you will do is you will create a hash set. Yes or no? Simple. This time it is a character hash set. Hash set is equals to new hash set. Okay. Simple. See, you are not trying to use what you are aware of. Okay, this is a hash set. So now every time you need to add the value str dot first yes, you need to add yes into this hash set, then h, then a, then I, then k, then j, a, k, I, r, h, u, s, s, e, I, n. So if you keep on adding like this, it is difficult for you. So let me use a for loop. I'm being smart here. For int I is equals to 0, I is less than str dot length. Okay, this string's length I plus plus. Okay, superb. See how easily I'm making my work. So how to get the value at a given index? It's pretty simple. Let me take one thing. String temp is equals to str dot get index, caret index. Okay, so I'm getting the character at the 0th index, and I'm getting this first index, second index, third index. Up to how many times I am printing till the total loop. Okay, 1 second. Okay, this is a character, right? Okay, superb. So now let me add this temporary character into my HashSet. HashSet dot add. I'm adding this temp. Okay, that's it, right? So now that's it. Let me print my HashSet. See how simply we are cracking this logic. Let me run it and let me see what is the output. See, these are the unique values in this. So if you could see, it is having all the unique values and you are printing it only for the single time. Whereas here it is having multiple times. You can add ZZ, XXX, YYY, QQQ, something like that. And again, let me run this program. It will only print the unique value. So even though Z is coming 4 times, X is coming 5 times, it is still printing the unique values. So that is how you can crack an interview question. See, you know the topic, but you don't know how to use this. So hash set. So you know, okay, let me add all the values into the hash set. That will be fine for me, right? So that is how you can crack the logic. I hope you have understood. So instead of adding it every time individually, I'm playing smart. I am using for loop. I am getting the total length of the string, and every time I am getting the character and directly adding into the hash set. Okay, I hope you guys have understood what I'm speaking about. Just give me thumbs up if you understood. Others? Okay, cool guys. Thank you. So try to solve this. This is one of the interview question. Okay. Now let us move on to our selenium. Superb, right? Okay, automation. Okay, let me talk about Windows this time. Very interesting topic. Very Windows underscore selenium. Okay, finish. What happened? Did I do anything wrong? Hmm. Okay, seems like there is another package. Okay, Okay, I have created a what is that? A class with the name called Selenium. So now let me take one interesting topic. What is my requirement? I will tell you. Okay, I am opening Instagram page. Okay, so I'm just opening the test case is open the Instagram page, and you need to check whether once you click on Meta, it is opening this pop-up window, and the title of this pop-up window is what is this? If you could see the title, it is Meta. This is a symbol called delimiter, and next to that the name is social technology company. Okay, social technology company, so that is what it is, right? So what is the title of this? It is Instagram. What is the title of this? Meta delimiter social technology company. So let me click on about. It is opening another window, and what is the title of this? It is about Instagram. Let me open blog, click on blog. Again it is opening another window. So now here, if you could see, you started off your browser with this, so you have launched this browser, so your driver object is working here. It is working here. Now if you want to click on this meta link, what is happening? It is moving to the other window. Now if I'm telling on the other window, go and click on MetaQuest. On the other window, go and click on Meta Test. It will not work. Why? Because your driver is still here. Your driver is still here because it did not move to the other tab. See, it did not move to the other tab. So now it will not work. So you will end up in a problem. So in that case, how to handle these kind of situations? See, when there are multiple windows open, you need to learn how to switch to that window and how to perform a given action on that window. So for example, I told you, right, you are clicking on Meta, it is opening this what is that window. But if you want to click on our mission, if you're writing the code, it will not work. Let me write in that way, and let us see how, what is the problem we are facing and how to overcome that problem. Okay, cool. Let me move on to here. Okay, so very first thing is web driver. Driver is equals to new Chrome driver. Let me import this thing. Import this thing to driver dot get URL. Yes or no? So this is the URL which I'm trying to print. So guys, just be patient. Today we'll try to cover this topic in full. This is very important stuff. So after opening this browser, I need to click on Meta, right? So that is what I was showing. So let me write the XPath for Meta. Okay. Okay. So here we have span text, right? Okay. Span text is equals to Meta. Okay. Super. It is highlighting. It is highlighting one. Okay. So I know that web element meta link. Okay. This is one link, right? Driver dot find element by dot xpath. So I'm clicking on that. Let me import this dot click. So I'm clicking on that link. So how to click that? It's a simple method. After clicking on that link, what I need to do? It should go to this window and click on our mission, right? So let me try to write the XPath for that. Okay. It's inside the anchor tag, right? A is an anchor tag. Okay. Mm. Okay. It is highlighting the web element, our mission. So I'm writing the XPath for that. Web element, our mission is equals to driver dot find element by dot XPath. Okay. Now let me click on that our mission. Okay. What will happen if I am clicking on that directly? Okay. So let me maximize this. How to maximize, you know, right? Superb. And let me wait for a few seconds because I need to drag it here, right? I have to, after that, okay. After launching it, let me wait for 5 seconds, and after that clicking 5 seconds, and after clicking also let me wait for 5 seconds. Okay, so now let me quickly run this program. So what should happen, it will create a WebDriver object. After that it will launch the what is that Instagram URL. Wait for 5 seconds, click on the meta link. After clicking on the meta link, our assumption is that, so my test case what it is doing, let me try to understand that. So first thing is I'm launching this browser. Next thing is I'm clicking on this link. After that, after clicking on this link, it should go and click on our mission. That is what my requirement is. Let me try to run this piece of code and let us see what happens. Yeah, it's still opening the browser. Just a moment. Okay, okay, it just opened. 1 second. It has opened. Now it should click on meta after fighting. Yes, it has clicked on meta, and now it should click on our mission. So that is what our requirement is, and let us see whether it will click on our mission or not. Okay, that is what you're trying to what is that find, right? Yeah, it's not, I believe. Let me wait for a few more seconds if it will go and click on our mission. Okay, seems like it's not clicking. Let us see why it is not clicking. It is telling that I am not able to find that element. If you could go and read the error here, it is telling that I am not able to find the element. Which element? Let me go and check what is the XPath of the element. It is not telling. I'm telling. It is telling that, hey Zakir, I am not able to find this web element with the name called our mission. So this is the XPath with which you are trying to find, but I'm not able to find that. Reason being, now let us try to understand what is the problem we are facing. Your driver instance is here. I repeat, your driver instance is here. It should first switch to the next window, then only it will be able to find our mission web element. So for that reason, it is telling that I'm not able to find that. What it is doing, it is searching in this web page only, but nowhere on this web page we have something called our mission. I repeat, on this window, this is one window, this is second window, there are two windows. So in this case what it is happening, it is trying to search the web element for our mission in this window, but whereas the element is present in the other window. So that is a problem it is facing. Okay, now let us try to help it out how to do that. So in Selenium there is one method called GetWindowHandles. GetWindowHandles. So now let me talk a bit about it. So for example, if I'm clicking on about, it is opening another window. If I'm clicking on blog, it is opening another window. So how many windows are open now? There are a total of four windows open now. One, two, three, four. And if you want to switch to the window, if you want to switch to the window, how to do that? First thing is get how many windows are there. So each window will be having a unique key or unique identifier or unique identifier. So you can get this is like what XYZ ABC DEF GHI XYZ. So assume that these are the values or unique keys these windows are having. Now we will get all these keys and store inside a set. Store inside a set. Let us do how to do that. So in that case we are having four values, right? Let me tell you how it works. So for example, first thing is ABC, first key. Then it is having another thing. Then it is having another thing. Then it is having another thing. So window 1, window 2, window 3, window 4. So we can get all the windows, unique identifier of all the windows and store it in a set. And after that you can iterate and you can move from one to the other. Okay, cool, right? So let me write that here. So how to do that? So driver dot get window handles. If you could see here, get window handle will get you the current address. So currently you are here. It will get the current address, that is nothing but ABC. But if you are using get window handles, it will return all the values. Okay, get window handle and handle will return all the four tabs. So in this case we are having four types, right? One, two, three, four, and the return type for that is a set. If you could see here, the return type for that is a set of strings, whereas if it is single current window handle, that is nothing but it is getting only the first window and it will return a single string. Okay, let me get all the window handles. Okay, driver dot get window handles. Okay, so this is returning a set of strings, right? So how to create a set of strings? Just write HashSet string. Let me give the name as all windows because it is returning all the windows, right? In our case it will be having two windows because we have opened two. Okay, superb. So there is one method called get window handles in Selenium that will return all the windows. So in this case, if you are opening three, right, it will return all the three. If you are four windows currently open, it will open four. If there are 10, it will return 10. If it is only two, it will return two. Okay, cool. Till here, everyone just give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, please ask me now itself. Everyone, very good. Because this is very important question in interview, guys. They will be asking you hundreds of times. Very commonly asked question. So the main common question is what is the return type of get window handles? It is a set. What is the return type of get window handle? It is a string. Okay, that is how the interview question would be. So now here, in order to what is that use this iterate through the get window handles, we can make use of while loop here. Okay, let me use for each loop. I believe, I think that's what we have done, right? But I'll not confuse you. Okay, for, okay, you know this is a string. Okay, let me type it as temp. I was telling, right, this will store the values from the set into a this thing. Okay, superb. Now what I'm doing, I'm trying to get each and every, I'm trying to iterate through each and every window. So this will have all the windows. This will have one window, second iteration, next window, third window, fourth window, like that. How many windows are there? It will be getting into that window. Okay. So how to switch to that window? Let me write it as window this time. It is a single window, right? Now how to switch to that window. So now there are all windows in the sense there are one, two, three, four windows here. Okay, assume that there are four windows, and window will now contain a single value. For example, it will contain a single value ABX first time. Second time it will contain what? SDE. Yes or no? Next time it will contain FEE. Next time it will contain FER, like that. Now, getting that window is one thing, but you should tell your driver, hey, go to that window. Now you are here at the very first window. Let me get the screen for you people so that you will understand it better. Mm, Let me open it. So what you will do is, first you are here, you will click on meta. This is one window. About is another window. Blog is another window. Okay, meta, about, blog. So let me type that as well. Okay, home is the first window, meta, blog, and the jobs. So what you have done is you have opened for home is nothing but where you have actually opened your browser. Next thing is you have opened meta window, about window, and blog window. Meta, meta, about, blog, right? Okay, meta, about, blog. So now there are four windows in this case. Your driver is sitting at the very first. So your driver is sitting here. Okay, cool. So now how to switch to meta? So first thing is you need to get meta object into one of the value, right? Into one of the string. So this is where you are getting it. So simply tell your driver dot switch to dot window. And what is the name of the window here? Let me write it as temp. You may get confused. So I'm writing it as temp. Super. Very good. Now you are switching to that window. Now let me do one thing. If I want to get the title of the window on which I am present, that will be, it will be easy for me, right? So let me get the title. I am here, I am switching to this, and let me print the title. What is the title of this? It is Instagram blog, something like that, right? So how to get the current title? It's very simple. We are learning many things now. Driver dot get title, that's it. It will return the title. So you need to store that in some variable, right? String title of window is equals to, now let me print that. See, so let me print that. Okay, super. So now what it will happen? It will get all the windows and it will print it. Okay, let me remove this. I'll come to this again. Let me run this piece of code. Our assumption is that you are clicking on only meta link. Now there should be two windows and you should be able to print the title of both the windows. Let me run this once. Mhm, mhm. Okay, it is waiting for 5 seconds. It will click on meta. Okay, super. Now it should switch to the first window, second window. See, it was very fast, guys. If you could see, it switched from first to second. Let me add a wait here. Just a minute. So if you want to see, let me do one thing. Let me add a sleep here. It was very fast, so for that reason you're not able to see that. And moreover, if you could see in the console, it is printing. The first one is your parent window, and the second one is your next thing. And here we should also perform one action. I'll tell you what it is. Okay, let me run this. Mm. So this time, if you could see, it will be switching from one window to the other window. Just keep an eye on the very top corner of the screen. So this thing, so this is the Instagram page it has opened. Okay, it has maximized. It is now on the second window, guys. Okay, sorry, it has opened the another window. Okay, now it is switching to the first window, first iteration, Wait for 5 seconds. Second iteration, it will move to the next window. Superb. Okay. Now you know that you are on the second window, right? If you know that you are on the second window, try to find this web element and click on that. Okay. Now let me do one thing. Let me add a few more web elements here. Okay. So let me add one more element. This time I'm clicking it as about, right? I know that the text is about, so I'm not. Let me. There was one interview. There was one question asked by our team member. I'll be taking it up now. I think it was Lokesh. Okay. Let me add it as blog as well. There is another web element called blog. Okay. Now let me click on this about link dot click, and let me click on this. So what I'm doing is I'm just adding three more elements and clicking on that. Okay. Nothing much, guys. Okay. Superb. So I have at this time I am opening how many windows? A total of four. The parent one, and these are the child windows. One, two, three. And after that, I'm what is that? Waiting for 5 seconds and printing values in the console. Okay. Let me clear it off. Okay. Here, see, you are getting the title and printing. So let me explain the piece of code. First, you are launching the Instagram page. After that, you are waiting for 5 seconds. You are maximizing it. You are now clicking on three links. One is meta, about, and blog. So let me do that. So you are clicking on meta, you are clicking on about, and you are clicking on blog. After that, every time after clicking on these three links, see, you have written the code to click on meta, about link, and blog. You are waiting for 5 seconds. After that, you know that you are having a method called get window handles. Yes or no? You know that you are having a method called get window handles. With that you are storing all that handles into a variable with the name called all windows. So now all these four, one, two, three, four, you are storing inside a hash set. Okay, because the return type it is a set. And how to iterate through the values in the set? You know that there is a for each loop. We have already done this. So we are using for each loop, getting one window and storing it in temp. And after that, first thing is you are switching to that temp driver dot switch to that first window. So now you are here, the very first window. After that, what you are doing, you are waiting for 5 seconds, and after that you are getting the title of that window just to make sure that your driver has moved to that window. After that, you are printing the title of that window. Okay, let me do one more thing here. After doing all these steps, let me write a code called driver dot close. Okay, driver dot close. Okay, so what should happen? It should close the browser instance. Okay, cool, right? So I believe this piece of code is clear for everyone. Just give me a thumbs up. I'll run it off now. Very good, guys. Now let me run this. Okay, so that's how you need to learn. Try to understand the code. Okay, let me run this once and let me see how it works. Okay, so it has opened the Instagram page. Wait for 5 seconds, and after that, it should maximize it. Okay, cool. After that, it clicked on meta, about, and link because we haven't given any gap, right? And now see the tabs, guys. There are four tabs open. Now it is moved to the first tab. Wait for 5 seconds. Print the title in the console. Then the second tab. I was telling you that it will not go in order, but it will for sure make sure that it is moving to all the tabs. Now second one, the last one. So there are four tabs. Please look at the screen. And I have used driver.close. What happened? There were a total of four tabs. Okay, I repeat, there were a total of four tabs, and I have used driver.close. What it has done is it has closed only the window on which the driver object was there. And currently driver object wherever it was, it has closed there on which the driver object was present. So there were four windows. You switch to first window, second window, third window, fourth window. And on the fourth window, you have clicked on driver.close. It only closed that window on which the driver object was present. If you want to see, let me run this program again. So just see that. Okay, now I think this we can close, right? This also we can close. Okay, now please look at the screen, guys. Okay, it should wait for 5 seconds. It should maximize. It has clicked on meta, about, and blog. Okay, now it it is moving to the first window, printing the title, moving to the second window, printing the title, moving to the third. It may not go in order because this is has set right third window, and it is moving to the fourth window. After moving to the fourth window, I am performing driver.close. So for that reason, it is closing only that window at which it is present. So you're still left out with four windows. Yes or no? Now let me do one thing. Instead of driver.close, let me use another piece of code your friend has asked, right? Driver.quit. This is very important entry question again. Driver.quit. Now let us see what will happen this time. Okay. What is the difference between driver.close? Driver.close has opened only the current instance, right? Now let me write the piece of code for driver.quit and let us see how it behaves. Okay.
It will come back.
Let us see. Very good. Very good, Mahendra. Good that you are trying to answer. Let us try to understand what will happen. So it moved to the first, second, third window, and now after that I have written driver.quit. Driver.quit. I repeat, I have written driver.quit. So Pub, if you could see, it has closed all the windows. So that's the difference between driver.quit and driver. It will close all the windows, whereas driver.close will close only the current window on which it is present. So that's the difference between driver.quit and driver.close. And also along with that, we have understood what is the what is that so if you could see, it has printed the title also. It has got the first title printed. The first title was about Instagram. Second title was about Instagram. Third one is meta, and fourth one is blog. So you have clicked on four tabs. So you have clicked on three tabs. It has opened three tabs. This was your parent tab where it was just the Instagram. The title was Instagram, and the rest of the three are about, meta. So meta, about, and blog. So even though you are clicking on meta first, it is printing about because this, you are storing all the windows in a set. Set will not maintain the order. Okay, so that's the beauty about get window handles method. Okay, I hope you understood. Now you should be in a position to handle the windows. So how to handle the windows? You can see it's very simple. So if someone is asking, hey, it's very easy. What we can do is I can use a method called get window handles that will return the list of windows, and then post that what we can do is we can use for each loop and print through each window. I can iterate through each window and I can do whatever action I want to. So that's about the windows, guys. If anyone has any questions, please ask me now itself. There will be a lot of task on that. So this Thursday it will be a bit different. Instead of giving the session, right, I will be giving you 15 interview questions from the topics whatever we have asked, the most commonly asked and very important interview questions. You need to solve that, okay, as a team again. Okay, so that's about get window handles. If you understood, give me a thumbs up, guys, fast. Everyone, if you have any questions, ask now itself. And also you understood what is HashSet and what is array list, and also you understood what is the difference between driver.quit and driver.close. Thumbs up please if you understood. Awesome, very good, very good. So as I told you, right, previously I was telling you only a single topic on a given day, but now as we progress,